Hello there, speed duelists! What a pleasant surprise this morning. Konami has blessed us with another public events speed duel limited list. I don't know what they're officially calling it lately, but yeah, new ban list for speed duel, and it doesn't have any real big surprises. Overall, my take on the list is that it's fine, but they should have taken a lot of cards off, because a lot of cards on the list are like seeing no play because they're in the same categories as way better cards. So let's go over this. Yeah, we are seeing the Machine Angel Ritual being the only card that's been released from the list. I guess that's fine. The deck wasn't really seeing any play, and now the Machine Angel Ritual is no longer sharing a category with Benten. I'm not sure whether previously it was on Limit 3 as well, so yeah, Machine Angel Ritual players rejoice. If we are looking at the new Limit 1s, we are seeing Battle City Bestie coming down from Limit 2. Yeah, I guess that's fine. The decks that were playing it can probably still play it, bar Amazoness, because Onslaught is now on the same category as Battle City Bestie. So yeah, and Amazoness cannot be played without Onslaught, so Amazoness players will have to look for other skills such as Room for Growth, which we have been seeing a lot of in Amazoness lists. So that's probably going to be the absolute standard skill for it. Maybe one of the Tanya skills is any good for Amazoness. I honestly wouldn't know, I would have to read them. We're seeing the Cocoon of Ultra Evolution going to Limit 1 instead of Limit 2, and that's good for the deck, because now the skill no longer shares a category with the Parasite Paranoid, so you can play 2 copies of the Parasite alongside your skill card, so that's good for the deck. Next up, we're seeing a few stunt cards that have been hit to Limit 1, the Banisher of the Radiance and the Fossilvine Pachycephalo. I don't think anyone is going to be sad to see these go. These mainly hit the Red Eyes Gearfried stun deck. Yeah, probably not going to see any more play now, because all of the other powerful one-off Limit 1s that they have to contend with. Monster Reborn is also hit to 1. This card was not seeing an awful lot of play, but yeah, it's a pretty powerful card. We did see it pop up in a few lists here and there. The main deck that relied on this was the Rain Dragon of Ra, and they can always search it with the Millennium Revelation. So I think that's not going to be a super impactful hit. Swords of Revealing Light is now Limit 1, and the Speed Duel community rejoices because this card was an absolute terror, and I think everyone is happy to see it go. I think it's one of the more powerful Limit 1 cards on the list, so it's probably gonna still see some degree of play. The Limit 2s then, and this is way more interesting. We are seeing Ever Faithful Companions as well as a Magic Karibo on the Limit 2 list, and Allure of Darkness was already there, so Dark Magician players will be losing a lot of consistency. They will have to use their skill to search out the Magic Karibo, which is a super powerful tool, or they could rely on Magic Karibo a bit less and just up their copies of a Dark Magician by playing additional Summoner's Arts or even playing Dark Magician Girl. And yeah, but I think Dark Magician Girl is a lot less good if you're not playing the Sage's Stone package. And yeah, that's not really what you want to be searching with your skill card, because you still really want to search for the Magic Karibo. But I guess Dark Magician, it was one of the more commonly played decks of the format, so I guess it's fine for them to take a few hits. Next up, Heart of a Warrior, my boy, as well as Armed Dragon level 10 white and Joker's Knight. These 3 cards were always up to no good, and now you can't really play them together anymore. I think mainly the Heart of a Warrior plus Armed Dragon White being in the same category is gonna hurt the deck a lot. Because Heart of a Warrior was just the best skill to play with the Armed Dragon White package, although we did see some other variants like the Crystal Beasts, maybe the Slimes will make a return, who knows. We still have a Melody of Awakening Dragon, so that is fine. Joker's Knight was a super good card. It was like the face card, pun not intended, of one of the best decks in Speedtool, the Poker Knights deck, and also saw consistent splashing into other decks. So I think Limit 2 is a good home for this card. Lava Golem was barely seeing any play, so as well as Mirage of Nightmare and Waboku, these cards were of course heavily played in like the Mirage of Nightmare Turbo, I don't know what to call it, but the deck that relied on winning through deck out with Exchange of the Spirit, but that deck had been gone from the competitive scene for quite a while, so it's kinda odd that Konami is choosing to hit that deck in particular, although it was a deck that nobody enjoyed playing against, so I guess the community will be happy about this. And as for the Limit 3s, we are gonna see, as I predicted, as well as the Exchange of the Spirit on Limit 3. I think the deck was only playing 2 copies of Exchange of the Spirits, but yeah, I don't think the deck is gonna be any more viable than it was at its peak. Next up for Limit 3 is also the Medora, which is also part of the package, and Medora was a way more relevant card, not only because of the interruption, but also as we've seen in Aegis deck list, it's able to activate the Gatekeeper's Trap from the deck, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, could also be sent to the graveyard with Calciphilia. So yeah, Medora being hit is pretty big. That's one of the bigger impact hits on the list. We are seeing Vortex Trooper go to Limit 3 instead of at Limit 2, and that's nice because Vortex Trooper had a pretty good combo with Supply Squad, and now you can play more copies of those. Although sadly Submarine Roid still at Limit 1, so Roids is not going to be making the comeback. We are gonna round off the Limit 3 list with Blast with Chain. Blast with Chain was of course super good in the Knights deck, which has taken a few minor hits, but I think Blast with Chain is still one of the better Limit 3 cards to be playing in that deck, so we'll probably continue to see it while people are still playing the Knights deck. Sadly, Gearfried the Iron Knight, the regular one, is still at Limit 3, so Iron Grid's only one competitive top throughout over a year. Yeah, no longer playable, I think, sadly. The last hit on the list that we have to talk about is Quaking Mirror Force, also going to Limit 3. Quaking Mirror Force, one of the best trap cards that we had in Speedtool, is now at Limit 3. But I think it might still see play because it's still one of the better cards on the Limit 3 lists. Very annoying. I think the most annoying part is that players might not initially be prepared for running into Quaking, might not be playing around it as much. So that is something that we will have to see. Speaking about things that we'll have to see, Dueling Book has already adapted this new Forbidden Unlimited list, so the upcoming Speedtool Showdown tournament will be using this list. Additionally, the organizers of the Speedtool Dungeon tournaments are going with the official Konami list for the upcoming month instead of their custom list. I suppose they need some more time to fine-tune their custom list now that we have a new official Konami list, although I'm not sure. The custom list was pretty good, so I don't think we'll be seeing a lot of changes to that. Anyway guys, I was Ryan Atlas, thank you for watching, make sure to like this video, subscribe if you haven't also already, and keep playing Speedtool. Bye!